Hello, lovely people. Okay, stuffing. Mastering the perfect stuffing. I want to give you principles that you can use to give you consistency, gorgeousness, deliciousness. Breadcrumbs, onions, sage, there's dried fruit, there's nuts. I want you to put your own stamp on your stuffing. First up, the 3 basics that you must have. Onions, bread, herb, okay? This will give you a basic stuffing. And the way you take it to the next level is by using beautiful minced pork shoulder. Really, really nice, good, delicious fat. And then over here, you've got the embellishment. Things like lovely chestnuts, whether they're from the vacuum pack or whether they're roasted over a fire, gorgeous and peeled. We've got like all those lovely Christmassy kind of nuts that you'd get, just toasted up and cracked. They're beautiful in a stuffing, really good. Then dried fruit, just a tiny little surprise of sweetness and sourness. Dried cranberries, apricot, very good. Then a little bit of dried chili, just to give a background kind of hum. Now, I don't want it to be hot. Nutmeg, which is a classic, and a little cinnamon. Let's go in with a little olive oil and a little knob of butter. What we want to do is start to fry off the fragrant things, like the sage. This is going to be enough for this whole dish, plus a nice kind of 500-gram ball that will go up the back of the turkey or in the chicken or in your sort of roast pork. Slice it through the leaves, get rid of these stalks. Go in with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, butter, a little chili, a pinch of cinnamon, and then nutmeg. Now the reason for this is you're waking up all those spices. Half a nutmeg goes in. We can turn the heat up. So the first thing that's gonna happen, spicy, oily, buttery, fat in there, the sage goes in, and we've got that on a medium heat, just finely chopped, 2 or 3 onions. The onions will go lovely and sweet. So onions into the sage, look, beautiful. Okay, you don't have to make them super sweet or caramelized, just soften them up. So give them a shake every now and again. You know, meat's always been expensive, so the point of a stuffing was to add flavour, make it exciting, have different textures, but also stretch a little meat a long way. We'll lightly season with salt, pepper. So guys, turn this off now, let that cool down. So you can put this in a kind of dish now. Give it 5-10 minutes, let's get it nice and cool. If you look at the 1.5 kilos of pork shoulder, let's put this into a bowl. That's going to be enough to put 1/2 kilo up the back of your turkey or in your chicken, or, you know, rubbed across the pork loin before you roll it up. And then you're going to have 1 kilo to make nice and crispy. You want 2 or 3 big handfuls of bread to kind of stretch the meat a lot further. We've got chestnuts here. So these are vacuum packed chestnuts, guys. You can get these in the supermarkets, but you could use other nuts as well. You can just kind of bust some up in your hand. Leave a couple whole like that. Things like apricots are just gorgeous. And then things like the dried cranberries, totally cool. Not much, just a few. And with the apricots, we'll just run our knife through it, then we'll put it in. So when your onions are fully cooled down, add them to your bowl and mix it up. Scrunch it in your hands. Of course you can use a spoon if you want to, but to be honest, it's much better to get stuck in. If that's just minced pork shoulder, then you will need to season. Good couple of pinches of salt and pepper. When you work it with your hand like this, just makes it bind nicely. So what I like to do now is take about 500 grams of this stuffing, it's about 1/3 of it, and I'll put this into a dish like that. And this I will stuff in the turkey. I'll only stuff it in the neck, that little flap of skin, you can put it underneath. Don't put it in the carcass, because that's going to slow down the cooking. But that will be kind of blonde and juicy. It will flavour the meat will flavour it, and it will flavour the tray that will flavour your gravy. You see where we're going? And then with this nice big old chunk here, add this to the tray here. And then what I love to do is just push it right into the edges. When it cooks, it does shrink a little bit, so you can kind of push the stuffing up the edge. Just gonna wash my hands. Just take a few little leaves on the top. You could mix it up, have a blend, bits of chestnut and a few cranberries, you know, because you're kind of storytelling on the top. And I just think it's really exciting. And then a tiny bit of olive oil, just so that sage goes from being dry and horrible and it'll go crispy and gorgeous. Just pat your little sage leaves, look at the color. You can imagine the flavour, can't you? It's going to be amazing. I have a stuffing that's cooked already. Gnarly, crispy, gorgeous. Have a little try. Oh, so good. If you want any inspiration to go with this stuffing, then hit the link up here. We've got gravy, we've got the perfect roast potatoes, we've got the perfect roast turkey, how to carve it, all sorts of ideas up here. And down in the description box, we've got loads of inspiration from jamieoliver.com. Until next time, good luck, take care, lots of love from me, Mr. O.